Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of In the Life of Jared 2026. Like I said in my last video, I am recommitting in 2026, just like I used to do in 2024, to making a video every week. Today's the 10th. I'm recording this video. It's the 10th, Saturday, the 10th of January, 2026. And I saw a tweet today that said 2026 is not playing any games. It's already 10 days in. And that's true. The way I perceive time is so different from people. Like, I have a great urgency about time in the way that I think about it, because I only don't think about time in the now. I think about time as it relates to the future, because time is moving so quickly. So let's get into it. The last video I made that video on All Year's Day, and I posted it on my page while I was at church tonight, because I forgot to post it. So while I was at church and I'm watching the time going to 12, I'm like, oh shoot, I need to post this video now, because I wanted to get it out before the new year. So what has happened? A lot has happened. So I broke the new year in church, and we had an amazing service. It was really good. I can't lie. I really enjoyed the service, right? It wasn't just like a traditional service. I enjoyed it. I went home, ate my good up, cook up. But let's start with the main things that has happened from that last video to now. So on the 2nd of January, my brother and I, we got into it a bit, but it wasn't like I'm not going to call it like an argument or whatever. What happened, I had 2 pieces of cake in my hand, and I said to him, I said, eat these 2 pieces of cake. He didn't want them. I said, eat these 2 pieces of cake. He didn't want any. He had just finished eating some cake he had. So I ran into the room. To be honest, I ran into the room because I said I'm going to put this cake on the bed or something. He figured that's what I wanted to do. So he ran after me. Now I'm pushing the bedroom door because I'm inside the door. So I'm pushing the door, and he's on the outside pushing back the door. And in doing that, I said, move. I said, move, move. I said like 3 times. In saying move 3 times, when I released the door with a passion, he pushed back the door. My toe was right there. So the door lift up my toenail. When I tell y'all, I can't remember the last time I cried like that. That thing was before I even saw the blood. This thing, I knew something in me too, and then the blood just started to, just thinking back of it, growing my skin. I want to vomit. When I tell you, this thing was painful, it was painful. So from since the night of the 2nd to now, I've been dealing with this. Now, to be honest with you all, I thought that I would have dealt with this thing on my own, because it has happened to me before. Years ago, I remember once I was going in the bathroom, and how I jump and take my nail hook on the thing, and like I've had these nail issues before, but I guess maybe it was never been so bad, because and then just to look at it was growing my skin. So I didn't plan on going to the hospital, but because the pain was so excruciating and wasn't easing, I decided to go. And actually, I saw a girl I know from my community, and she was telling me her face. She saw how I was walking one day. She was like, what happened? So I was telling her, she said, by her toenail, she was lashing beer, marble, and something like that. And how she lash it back. So she went to the doctor, and they took off the nail. So I said, no, let me do that. I got the nail taken off on Tuesday. They dressed and cleaned the area. I had to go back Wednesday. They dressed and cleaned, and the doctor said come back on Saturday, which is today. I went this morning. He said it's healing perfectly, which I'm so happy. Thank you, Jesus. But that's something my body do. My body, I find, heals nicely, and I'm so grateful. Like, if anything ever happens, like healing and so on is really go nicely. So I did that, and I had to buy an ointment and so on. Now, obviously, I went private, so I've spent a bag this week, but I'm grateful, because if I tell you this, God has helped me a lot, and I had a destiny helper as well this week, who helped me pay it off. Not that I couldn't pay it off on my own, but if somebody's willing to help me, why not? So I got that done and covered. So right now the wound is healing. Tomorrow we have a convention at church started today. I didn't go today because I had to work, and I really don't want to go tomorrow. But I'm telling you all the truth. I don't like to be a hypocrite. I was at work on Friday. Today I went to work again, so I'm like, if I could do work those 2 days, because the job I did yesterday and the job I did today, they bring in money, right? They're extra incomes for me. So I was like, you know what? I can go to church tomorrow. So I'll be going. I have to commit a day though, because I want to leave my house about 8:15. And I know we're not going to leave there till like about probably after 3, after 4. So I really have to commit my day tomorrow to the convention, but it is what it is. Work started this week, but I only went in physically. I worked every day online, but one day I went in physically. That was Monday. We had a meeting about some administrative changes on the job. So we had that, and then I worked virtually the other days because with this too, I really couldn't go in. And the doctor even wrote up a medical for me that I could submit when I return to work next week. But I worked virtually, and I'm proud of what I did virtually. This whole January month, I don't have like a lot of teaching to do at my main job, but it's all about completing my marking, uploading those scores to the platform, and setting up or revising my Moodle platform for the 2 courses that I'm in charge of. So that's what this January month will consist of. And I'm assuming that, because they haven't given us an official day, but I'm assuming that in February, the new semester will begin, or the lecturing for the new semester will begin. So that's that. Now, on the other side, I like to plan goals. If you know me, so I like plan a goal. I always plan something. And I had said from January 1st I was going to go on my diet. But people, I got to tell you something. Going on a diet is harder than I thought. And I have an issue. It's very hard. Like most things I put my mind to, I get done. But when it comes to to make a sacrifice of a diet, it's so hard. I also said I was going to do the 75 days hard. But for some reason, to go back to the gym, there's a wall. And the main excuse I have, not that I have transportation, obviously I drive, I have money to go pay the gym membership, but looking for a time to go to the gym is an issue for me. And I don't know what to do. You hear what I'm telling you? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what to do. But I think I will need to, I think I'm going to need to return to the gym. And I think the best thing for me to do is to leave my home around 9, because around 9 and so on, they just close off the 3-way part. So I'm thinking I may need to leave my home, let's say around 9, head to the gym, work out for a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then take a nice cool driving. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to set myself where even if I work out from, let's say 9 to about 10, and then I'm going to take my hot minute to go home, or probably, I don't know, I have to figure out a gym schedule though, because the issue is, you see, if my gym had like a shower and so on, I would have bathed there and then put on my work clothes and head out, but they don't have that. And for me, it's very nasty from your sweaty skin cool off, put on work clothes to go to work. No. So I have to be intentional about carving out a time where I'll go to the gym, return home, bathe my skin, and then I guess not just to now put all my work clothes and leave to go to work. The working out in the afternoons, that is another possibility. But if I do it, I'm going to have to ensure that I leave work around 2 o'clock and go and do that, so that by the 4 o'clock hour I'm out of, because the traffic will really start building up around that 4 o'clock hour, to leave. That's another possibility I could do. But then I may be hindered sometimes because what? What am I thinking? I may be hindered sometimes because there's some days I may have classes from 2:30 to 3:30. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to figure out myself, because when I do return to the gym, I want to at least go, well, Friday's going to be out. I can't go Fridays because of a work obligation I've taken up on Friday, which will see me being booked from leaving my house at around 8:30 and reaching home after 3 in the afternoon. So Friday is out. Saturday, so I might, if anything, I might probably need to go gym Monday to Thursdays. I could do that Monday to Thursday, because Saturday, when I finish teaching from 10:30 to 2, I am famished, like my energy. I just want, like today, I came home, I had my first meal of the day. And that's the thing, I'm going to come to that just now. I had my first meal, and then I went to bed, and I got up like after 5. Yeah, I got up after 5, and I made my way over to church to start the things I need to, because I'm making this video from church right now, because I have a series of things to do. So, if anything, that might have to be the plan. Go to gym Monday to Thursdays, and then take the 3 days rest, and then return to gym on the other Monday again. I may very well need to do that. But this time, I thinking when I go to gym, do what I like. I like cardio. They have this elliptical at the gym. I could do that thing. Once my earphones are in and I have music play, I could do that for however long. So I'm thinking about doing that and then working out. I like the machines that deal with leg, right? I think I should focus on that. And I'm saying all this because I really do think that I'm going to, especially how my foot, the casting and such come up, I really think I'm going to return to the gym this week. Because I love myself, I can tell you a lot, but because I love myself, I know I need to work on my health. Like I need to lose some weight. I want my body to, I want to look unrecognizable in a healthy way. I need to lose at least 100 pounds. That's what I'm thinking. So I need to do it. Now, the thing is, most days I don't have my first meal until like after 12. So like like today, I told y'all I had my first meal after 2. And yes, closer to the ending of lesson, I was feeling very hungry, but like it was a manageable hunger because I had my water and so on. But I realized nighttime is my issue. Like I could say, okay, I'm gonna do an intermittent, started at either 6 or 8. And then sometimes I'm going good, and then this intense craving comes, and I mediate, should I eat, should I not eat, and then I end up succumbing to it. And that's one of my greatest challenges. I said this year, I'm going to do no sugar. I don't think people realize, but like no sugar is really harder than I thought. I said I'm not going to have like any bread or flour things. I end up having it because at the end of the day, I only getting to eat like stew with the rice. Oh, and for church, we have a fasting way now where we're not eating meat. So I'm already not getting anything that meat's supposed to give me. I'm not eating any meat. So like I'm feeling so disoriented. Oh my God, like I am going through the ringer right now. But I'm not beating myself up. Like this is a year I'm not doing that. So I am here and I wanted to make something to eat, but because of how late the time I got up to make it and all, that's going to take too long. So I'm going to try again, even as I'm making these videos after 7, not to have anything to eat until tomorrow, like after 12. And let's see how that goes. The new week is upon us, and I want to be firm to say, Jared, no sweet drink, no juice. I want to try. Let's see what's going to happen. But I really need to take back my health. I will always reference 2023, and I will say in that season, because I was depressed, I was super focused on my weight. So all I did, I used to do my intermittent, like from 6 I used to stop eat, and I never used to do much physical. And that's how I know like your dieting is like a main part of your weight loss, how you eat. Because in that season, I was very meticulous about what I ate. And I never used to do physical exercise. Only on Saturday, a former friend, we used to go to the park and do exercise. And literally, people, I'm not kidding. And then any other exercise I would get is like, when I'm teaching, I'm not a sit-down teacher. I stand and move about. So, and besides that, right, there's the only exercise I used to be getting in that season. So I need to, and then my body, I have the body that responds. If I am working out, I'm eating and so on, eating right and so on, you'll see it on me. You'll see it in my face, you'll see it in my body, you'll see it. And then when I regress or just stop doing it and start by eating, you'll see it again. So let's see what this journey is. what it becomes, because I genuinely want to be. And the thing is, I'm not doing it for anybody, because I don't care about people like that anymore. I'm doing it for me. I want to be healthy. I want to be strong. I want to feel good in my clothes. I want to do these things. So let's see how that goes. I think I'm going to wrap it up with this to say this. This year I want to read 50 books. I've read one book thus far called The Power of, 48 Laws of Power. My friend got me the abridged version because that thick version I would not. I love reading, but when I see a book that's super thick, mentally it's a block this create right away. The minute you hit over 300, even if you get 300% over, it's like, oh my God. But anyways, so I got the abridged version. I started reading last year. I finished it this year. I'm reading The Power now. How long I started the book. But I want to finish it because I told myself to read 50 books, I have to try and read like a book a week. Literally at least a book a week. Or else I got double pay next week and I have a busy schedule. So I would have finished the book, but it had most of the days I didn't read a thing, people. But we get in there. I'm recommitted to reading at least 10 pages a day. And the thing is, once I get into reading, I set my mind, I could finish a book a day. Trust me, if I put my mind to it, I could finish it. So that's that. I'm listening to Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes, the 10th anniversary edition. And then, I know that's how I also rack up my numbers because I listen to audiobooks as well. So I know I'm going to do it. But I want to say this. I really hope that this year my creative dreams come alive. I want a book deal to publish traditionally. And I want what else do I want? Hold on. These people send me an email. I also want what is it saying? An account has been created. I never log in. I gotta log into this thing. I want to get also a contract to act, to start to be a part of an acting project. My soul is ready. My spirit is ready. And sometimes, there's this song, I don't know if you remember this, there's a movie called, I think it's Rags is the movie, Kiki Palmer and this other guy starred in it. But in one of the songs, and I do not own a copyright to this, one of the songs go like this: I follow my dream. You'll think there were nightmares the way they scream. I'll make you believe that someday, I'm gonna be the next big thing. I love that song. And that's a song that's been in my spirit for a long time. When I think about my career as a teacher, I'll tell anybody, my career as a teacher is blessed. I'm not in a state. The only thing about my career as a teacher now, and I'll tell you this, is that I wanted to get through part-time lecturing at the University of Ghana, right? Which is like our top institution, education institution. I didn't get in. They're trying to say, because I don't have my master's, that's why. But it's more than that, because I've seen people who don't have masters get in. So I know it's more than that. You understand what I'm saying? But I have another opportunity presented itself to me. And actually presented itself for a while, but I I have a thing where, and this year I want to change that about me. Most time when something is presented to me, my first thought is no. I was telling my friend today, my first thought is always like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But I want to change that and be a little bit more open to new experiences. So this other job opportunity, part-time opportunity, came to me a long time. But I was thinking, can I do it? But I was sitting and thinking, I was like, you know what? I could commit a working day to this job. And if I tell y'all, the part-time payment is so good. Are you hearing me? It is so good, right? And it's almost the same thing like that I could have gotten at UG. So I always tell people things in the end do work out for me. I just have to remember that part of myself. I have to remember the testimony of my life and trust, in that. So as an educator, I have a flourishing career. My career continues to blossom, and I'm grateful. But I can't seem, as much as I try to shake, I can't shake that there is a creative inside of me. And there's a creative who It's just a lack of opportunity. And like if those opportunities are presented, I know I can make good on them. I know what I'm capable of with the right guidance. And I don't think it's wrong to want to live a good life, a life of comfort, a life of faith. I don't think it's wrong. And those who think it's wrong, I do not accept the struggle narrative that many people have accepted in their lives. I do not accept this narrative that you got to suffer in order to. I do not subscribe to that kind of teaching. I do not. I do not. Even when certain sermons of that nature are being preached, I don't respond because I'm not accepting that. Who wants to accept that? They have to suffer to go ahead, but I'm not accepting that. And I'm not even sorry about it. You understand what I'm saying? So I really want it to happen for me. Every day I'm trying to pray on it. I tell God it. Sometimes I feel like God's not listening. Sometimes I'm scared that if it doesn't happen, especially like this year, I'm scared of who I'll become. I don't want to become that person who just feels beaten down by life, that I just accept what's in front of me and forget my dream and just go and live. Like I don't want to become that person. And sometimes I feel like I'm morphing into that person. I don't want to be that person. So let's see what's going to happen. This week so I've been querying agents for my book. I've queried a lot of agents. But at least one of them was so respectful enough to have her assistant reach out. Obviously, well, let me do this obviously, but with a rejection letter. And I want to read the letter to you. Dear Jared, thank you so much for your query. Given the volume of incoming manuscript, Bleep, that's the person's name, has to be extremely selective these days. And unfortunately, while she's found much to admire in the first few pages of Bleep, my book name, because I don't want to announce the book name yet. She's able to further consider. She's unable to further consider your submission. She's grateful for the opportunity to have been introduced to your writing and appreciates being in the running. We wish you the best in your publishing journey. When I saw the email today, my heart skipped a bit because I'm like, let me see what this email is saying. But when I read it, and obviously it was a rejection email, it's like disappointments have become so, and I'm sad that this has become my reality, where like I've become so accustomed now to disappointments that like whenever it happens, I'm like, okay. And I don't want to be that person. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be that person who is accustomed to defeat. What quality of life is that? So that's that. As I keep seeing more agents and I read their bio, I'm going to submit, query them, and I'm just praying for God's help in this process. I know people have said, like a friend of mine said, it's a grueling process. Be prepared for it. And, I didn't accept that when she said it. But it has become a grueling process. Like this whole thing of waiting around and just hoping that sometimes it feels like almost like it's a begging thing where it's like, I'm just hoping that one person can see me. Now, I understand I don't have a big following on social media. My most successful platform is TikTok, and I have, I think, about 1,200 followers. I'm trying. It's not like I'm not. I try to post every day. I try to make content that just feels fun to me. I'm not a very niche person because I have interest in a lot of things. So I don't have interest in just one area to just only make content on one area. That's boring. So I try to make content on a lot of the things that I find interesting. But it's such a grueling process to like some people I know some of them probably before they even take you and they go and do a little research on Google, they probably feel like you don't have a big following, but I think I need somebody to believe in my story. And I what I need is a cooperation behind me. Who will help to platform me. That's the thing. I need a collaborators where, because I believe in my story, I believe in what it can do for others. I know it can be a great blessing to so many just to hear some of the stories of my life. And let's just see where it goes. I want to be faithful in all that I have to do. So I'm going to stop rambling. This video is already 25 minutes. I don't want it to be longer, but I understand why I have to make them. They're so therapeutic for me. So that's a wrap on episode 1 of all the In the Life of Jared. I'll nearly get the book name again. In the Life of Jared, the first episode of 2026. And let's lock in and see what it has to offer. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend.